Russia's defence ministry isn't saying where these planes are taking off from, but it is saying where they're going: Belarus. The official reason they're headed there is for exercises, but the deployments add to Russia's heightened military posture on Ukraine's borders and Western fears of an invasion.
Russia is sending every signal that it's intent on a serious military offensive that would mark its second invasion of Ukraine in the past 8 years. But I don't think that's President Putin's preferred outcome, because a full-scale invasion is costly, it's risky, because there will be a lot of Russian casualties as well. The Ukrainian military is much better equipped than in 2014.
Western powers are stepping up military assistance to Ukraine. The first plane load of $200 million worth of US defence aid arrived in Kiev on Saturday, 90 tons of material, including ammunition. The UK, Latvia, Lithuania and Estonia are all providing Ukraine with defensive weaponry. Canada has reportedly sent special forces. Denmark, Turkey and the Czech Republic are also providing assistance. Russia wants written guarantees that Ukraine won't join NATO and for the alliance to withdraw from Eastern Europe. The Kremlin denies it's planning an incursion into Ukraine, but in 2014 it did just that, annexing Crimea in the process. Rory Challens, Al Jazeera.
Why Russia need to be very careful before going into Ukraine? This is not going to be easy for them. Let them not just assume that they will just walk in and walk out of Ukraine and nothing will happen. Putin need to be very careful, because if he don't take time, this will be the end of Putin. You know, he always do this thing he always do, like this cowboy thing. I think this is the end of his cowboy if he did not think twice and go in on Ukraine. Because if he failed to understand that this time around is different from the time he invaded and took over Crimea, he will meet a lot of surprises. Why do I say so? Because now he believes that everybody will just fold their hands and watch him come in, take over Crimea and take over Ukraine. Nothing will happen. Everybody will say thank you for taking over Ukraine the way he did in taking over Crimea. I think this time around, a lot of people are more, Ukraine first of all, are more prepared. America are also more prepared. Europe, let me not just talk about Europe, because Europe sometimes they can also be funny. But American and some part of Europe, not all of the whole Europe, but some of the Europeans are more prepared for Russia than previous time they took over Crimea. So I think they need to be very, very careful. And if they fail to understand this, I think they will meet a lot of surprise. There will be a lot of surprise. And if they don't take time, they will be doomed. That will be the end of Putin with his cowboy policy. Because, it's always easy for him to believe in that it's Ukraine. They are, in terms of military might, they are stronger than Ukraine. That is no two ways about it. But if they forget to understand that this is like, they are not just fighting only Ukraine alone. They are fighting both US, Europe, and some other Western countries. Because immediately the war started, you will see that Americans and other European countries will be moving a lot of equipment, a lot of aid. They call it aid as a total of equipment to Ukraine, to support Ukraine, to fight Russia. Even if care is not taken, it is possible that they will even move a lot of their militaries, their people that is well trained, that we advise, all these advisors, all these military people to assist Ukraine. So that's where I was saying that Russia need to be very careful. I understand that a lot of countries don't want this fight because it can lead to a nuclear war. The possibility is there. That is the possibility of this this war turning to a nuclear war is there. I understand the fear of a lot of people, but Putin also need to be very, very careful, because he started this war does not mean that he will win it. That is the area I'm going, because sometimes it's always easy for people to look things, or what will be the obstacle when you want to do things. You believe it that after all, or it's like there will not, if you go into it believing there will not be any obstacles, he will be surprised at what he will see. It's just like what happened during the Second World War when Japan attacked America. When they attacked Pearl Harbor, they did not believe America. If you watch the documentary, they believe that if they attack America, America will just fold their hands and say, "Thank you for attacking me. All is well." They never believed the way America attacked them back or the way America react. They were so surprised. Why am I saying so? I know Ukraine is not America. But what I'm saying is this, that Russia need to be very careful, because it is always easy for you to believe in that, oh, because you are stronger than somebody, you'll be able to beat the person. The person is not a match. It's not your match. Sometimes it does not work that way, because when they go into this fight, now when they go into this war, believe me, a lot of things will start happening. Why do I say so? I will explain it in more details again. Russia is not going to fight just Ukraine alone. A lot of Western countries will support Ukraine in one way or the other, in ammunition, in training, in all kind of way. They are not saying it open now. A lot of them are just like trying to follow it in a diplomatic way. They are talking, everybody's just, because nobody wants war. Nobody wants this war. That's what I observe. Nobody wants this war. But does not mean that if the war started, that everybody will just fold their hands. And this year, Russia need to be very careful, because nobody wants this war now does not mean that if this war starts now, that everybody will just fold their hands and watch Russia walk in and take over Ukraine. It's not going to be like what happened. It's not going to be like what happened in 2014 when they took over Crimea. So that is the area I'm going. I think 2014, 2015, but you understand the area I'm going. So they need to be very, very careful so that they don't make this mistake. Because if they do, they will end up in a very big surprise that even Russia will be begging to end this war, and Ukraine will say no. So they really need to be very careful. That is just the area I'm going. Because you are stronger than somebody does not mean that if you fight with that person, you win the person. So it is important. I know in terms of military budget, military might, in terms of technology, you can't compare Russia and Ukraine. But bear you in mind, Russia is not fighting just Ukraine. If Russia is fighting just Ukraine, I would say it's okay. It is possible they will just, even if they are fighting just only Ukraine, it's not going to be a walkover. You can see what happened in Iraq 2013, when America invaded Iraq. It is not a walkover. No country is a walkover. Not talk of when other powerful countries, other powerful nations like America, like Europe, or like other countries are supporting the country you are trying to invade. It's also what happened during the time of Mujahideen, during the time of when Soviet Union went to Afghanistan. What happened? America supported Afghanistan, and Russia does not find it easy. It was very difficult for them. They were forced to pull out, and that's what most of this Western world do. You can also see during the time of Vietnamese War, Russia was supporting Vietnamese. That's why America find it difficult to invade the Vietnamese, to win the Vietnam War. So Russia need to be very, very careful, because you are stronger than somebody does not mean that you win that person. Because America will not allow, because what happened in 2014, people will say, oh, but where was America in 2014? America was not prepared in 2014. Let's be honest. But this time around, they don't want what happened when Russia took over Crimea to happen again. They don't want it. And they will do everything possible to stop Russia. So Russia need to be very, very careful. And if they fail to do so, they will meet a surprise. Let me just say they will meet their doomsday, but they will meet a surprise that they don't even plan for. They did not even believe it will be possible. So that's why I said, if Putin need to be very, very careful. If not, he will have himself to blame. So my brothers and sisters, that is just my own humble opinion. That is what I believe. But let's see. Let's hope that everything will settle amicably. There will not be war. I don't pray for war. I don't believe in war. I believe in peace. So, my brothers and sisters, peace out. If you have any question, please always say what is in your mind. Thank you.